All right, crew, today we are going to be exploring Arvada, Colorado live in person. We're gonna fly up the drone and I've got a treat for you. I'm gonna call my agent, Adam Maxey, who is the real estate expert for Arvada, Colorado, so that those of you looking to move and figure out if Arvada, Colorado is home and really wanna know the pros and cons and what it's actually like living there, this video is for you. And guys, I'm gonna tell you, Arvada, Colorado is one of those local hotspots. Despite the market feeling like it's crashing, Arvada still has multiple offers in some areas. And so you guys are not going to want to miss why Arvada is one of the most popular areas and suburbs here in the Denver metro. Let's give Adam a call and see if he can walk us around and give us a tour today. Yo, what's up, man?
What's up?
Hey, I'm gonna do a YouTube video for all those people looking to relocate to Arvada. Would you like to join me and give us the rundown, being that Arvada is your stomping grounds?
Are we doing that today?
Yeah.
Okay. After our meeting or what?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, good. That makes I'll dress fairly nice.
Cool. All right, let's go. I'm excited.
All right, brother. I'll see you soon.
Cool. All right, bro. Cheers.
Later.
All right, guys, so we're just about to jump into a team meeting, but I wanted to show you Olde Town before we meet with Adam and really get into Arvada. But one of the most special parts about Arvada from my perspective is Olde Town, and this is just the outside kind of bordering street of Olde Town. You've got Olde Town Hub right here, movie theaters down there, a shopping center and Costco down there, but this is kind of the where the magic really starts. And there's a lot of history with Arvada too, which is really cool. But we're gonna take you guys into a coffee shop so you guys can check it out. I figured I'd give you just a quick little walking tour here. Likely when you move here, you're going to be frequenting this area. You've got coffee shops and restaurants and one of the coolest, most delicious bakeries that I've been to. It's one of these local spots that you guys are going to be excited to hear about when we show you on this video today. Oh, here we go. Here's the coffee shop, the Bluegrass Coffee and Bourbon Lounge. And there's our guy, Adam Maxey. We'll show him the coffee shop and then we'll get into stuff after the meeting. Bluegrass, I dig it. Let's go. This is cool. So this is like a coffee shop and bar-ish?
Coffee in the morning, bourbon in the afternoon.
I dig it. Let's go.
The bar's as high as a horse. Gotta saddle up.
It is. Yeah, you do. All right, guys, check out this Bluegrass Lounge, outdoors. There's the team. Really cool spot. I love this. You could come here for coffee. You come get drinks with friends. You got the Bluegrass Lounge here. And then it's got an upstairs too, which is super cool. So look, we're just getting started with this Arvada tour. We're really gonna get more into like actually living in Arvada, but I wanted to show you a couple bits and pieces here before we get into the tour. Hi guys, I have Adam Maxey here. He is the king of Arvada, Colorado. Did you grow up here?
I did, yes.
Okay, so not only did he grow up here, but he's been in the game selling real estate for the past 10 years. He knows this area better than anyone. And so that's why we wanted to bring him here today. We've got the map pulled up. You guys are going to want to stay to the end because after we're done with the map, we're going to drive and show you some of these neighborhoods, show you kind of the key spots of Arvada where people gather and do life. And so let's start with the map tour. What you'll see in the red is Arvada, Colorado. Guys, I told you, this is a local hotspot. Everyone here in Colorado is wanting to move to Arvada. And so you can see real quick, I-25, that one connects you to Denver, but Arvada's just a little northwest of Denver. You got I-76 here and I-70. Those are going to be your connector highways to the mountains, to Denver. And then you've got Highway 36 here up just north of Arvada. That's going to take you into Boulder. And you had mentioned it's fairly close to.
So one of the really fun facts about Arvada is that it is 15-20 minutes to the Rockies game, 15-20 minutes to Red Rocks for a concert at my favorite concert venue in the world. And then we have season tickets to the Buff. So 15-20 minutes to get up to see you. But Arvada is extremely central for some of my favorite amenities that I like to enjoy.
And it's on the west side of I-25. So you got very, very quick commutes to mountain areas such as Golden or hiking trails all along that Front Range area, which is really cool. So you had mentioned you've got like top 6 neighborhoods. That's going to kind of encompass the heart of Arvada. And so help us break this down, zoom into the map, show us where these different areas are, and tell us some of the hot spots, the key insight, the pros and cons. Take us through Arvada here real quick.
So first thing I want to mention is I'm trying trying to kind of more get coordinated with the map here, but right where we sit right now is Old Town Arvada. We're at Bluegrass, which is one of my favorite coffee and bourbon shops. If you could take us with the map to Old Town, that's where I want to start. Old Town Arvada has had kind of a resurgence over the last 10, 15 years. It is extremely walkable. Old Town is connected to the light rail. It's on the G line, and it has amazing amenities as far as like as many breweries, tacos, pizza. Every single second Saturday in the summer, they do a festival. They have the Arvada Farmers Market. Old Town Arvada is extremely cool. It's a great place to start, and it's a really, really popular place for people that are looking to relocate, especially from out of state. It's typically where people start, and then as they get more comfortable with Arvada, they tend to sprawl out more into our suburban areas, which I want to highlight as well.
And tell me not, Arvada Old Town, it's like, this used to not really be the place outside of the last 10 to 15 years, like you mentioned, where this is the hub now. This is like where the community lies. This is what is bringing people to Arvada. There's other things, but Old Town Arvada is definitely one of the best kind of main street areas I've seen in Colorado. Would you agree?
100%. Yeah, really cool kind of fun fact about Arvada is it's one of the oldest cities in Colorado. So the original capital of Colorado was Golden, which is our neighboring suburb. So Golden and Arvada are very similar. So Arvada has been around since the early 1900s, and Old Town specifically was one of the first neighborhoods in Colorado. But what's over in the 90s and early 2000s, it got a little stale and desolate. So the city of Arvada rejuvenated Old Town, put in a lot of new businesses, and it's been really, really fun and really thriving the last 10 years or so.
Cool. So I want to talk more about the real estate, but we're going to do that when we throw up the drone and actually walk people through in person Old Town Arvada so you can see the magic to this place. But going to your next neighborhood, Old Town Arvada is kind of number one. You've got walkability, all the things that somebody would want if they kind of want to be in the hub of a community. But what's next in terms of neighborhood?
So we're going to go to Alta Vista, which is right here on the map. Alta Vista is was built more in the 50s. It is literally a mile northwest of Old Town. So I'm kind of taking you as the crow flies from Old Town, and we're going northwest all throughout the end of Arvada. Alta Vista is a neighborhood that is more centered around mid-century moderns. It's really, really, really popular. The one cool thing about all the neighborhoods that we're going to highlight and showcase in Arvada is they are all extremely accessible to walking trails. I think every neighborhood's within a mile of a walking trail or a park. So every neighborhood from Old Town to Alta Vista to Allendale to Westwoods to down the road, we have a couple more. You're going to see they're all very, very, very walkable, very accessible to the parks. Alta Vista specifically, Van Bibber Creek goes through there, and it is a creek that you can get on a bike trail and go from Alta Vista, and you can kind of go through the whole city of Arvada.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's okay.
Tell us why is Alta Vista so desirable? Like a quick tidbit sentence of.
So I think the reason that Alta Vista is so valuable is because it has the Old Town feel. When people, like I said, when they first get acquainted with Arvada, they tend to gravitate towards Old Town. Now Alta Vista has that mid-century modern. So other neighborhoods that are similar in Colorado, like you have the desirable, like you have Sloan's Lake, you have Wash Park, you have Bonnie Bray, and then you have like Applewood and Lakewood and Golden. Alta Vista kind of gives you that mid-century modern feel and gives you some of that character. You have really cool architecture in the houses, and then you have the maturity of trees, and then you have obviously really high-scoring schools and then walkable parks.
And what I'm seeing here is price point is really, really desirable. You've got a handful of homes kind of in that $500 to $600K price point. I'm sure there's higher prices, but in Colorado at least, that's below the average price point for Denver. So I imagine that's probably part of the allure, and it's close to Old Town, which I'm seeing. So awesome. So Alta Vista, definitely an area worth looking into if you're looking to relocate here. And guys, by the way, we're a team here. We service all kinds of buyers and sellers from the YouTube channel. We have people looking to relocate from Florida and Texas and California. And so if you guys want a team to help you find the right spot, all my information is down below. Click a link to book a call with us so that we can find the right place for you to call home. So that's neighborhood number 2. Take us to neighborhood number 3.
So we're going to Allendale. It's right there. It's right next to Alta Vista. We're going a mile west.
So real quick, Old Town, Alta Vista, Allendale. From the map, all of these are fairly close to Old Town.
Yes.
Like almost a bike ride, depending on where you're at in the neighborhood. Is that fair to say?
100%.
Okay.
So the only reason I'm showcasing Allendale, I probably wouldn't have in the past because it is close to Alta Vista and Old Town, but Allendale is actually where I live. And I am noticing that there is an amazing resurgence of people. The neighborhood is transitioning rapidly in front of my eyes. So we bought in Allendale about 10 years ago, and I'm noticing for sale signs and just a lot of vibrancy as far as what's going on in the current real estate market in Allendale. And as you see, the price point and the square footage is going up. So you start in Old Town, go to Alta Vista, now you're in Allendale. So you're seeing that you're getting the more traditional 2-story homes. You're getting closer to 2,200 to 2,700 square feet, and your price point's closer to 600 to 750. So we're just kind of naturally progressing on the map as far as going northwest and as far as how you're growing into your home and what the price points are.
Cool. Awesome, man.
So we're going from Allendale, then we're going to head up north. We're going to the Stanley Lake here. We're going to the landing. So you got Lake Crest. You got Lake Crest cluster. This is the landing. You have the Village of 5 Parks right here. This neighborhood is extremely desirable too.
Yeah, and just real quick from my perspective, first off, Stanley Lake, really cool lake. I don't think you could do boating or tubing there anymore. When I was growing up, you could.
Yeah, I grew up water skiing on Stanley Lake, but I believe that there's been some kind of I'm not sure the restrictions for Stanley Lake, but I don't think that I haven't seen a motor boat in there in a long time.
Still really, really cool place. And what I love about coming north here is you're going to be able to take advantage of all these amenities in Broomfield and Westminster area, which is a ton. You've got Flatirons Mall there, plus you're still close to all the Arvada amenities, and you're getting just further west where you're a quick drive to hiking trail. So what makes, other than what I mentioned, why did you pick this as a
So the Lake Crest landing, so right where we started Old Town and then we went to Alta Vista, then we went to Allendale, that's kind of more the Arvada West neighborhood. Now we're kind of creeping more into the Ralston Valley neighborhood. So, but as you'll see as you get up here, one of my favorite things to do, and you can highlight on the map, right south of Stanley Lake is actually 86 into 88th. And it's a really pretty little drive. I think you have 86 Parkway here.
Definitely.
And you go south of there and you see the price point goes up again about another $100,000 and the square footage goes up. Also, the schools in this area are some of the top rated schools in the West Metro area. Houses are a little bit more modern. Alta Vista was the 50s, Allendale's the 70s. Now we're in the 90s and the early 2000s. So we're just going up. We're going up in square footage. We're going up in price point, and we're up in newer homes.
Definitely. I mean, just looking at this, 4,000 square feet. We're touching that $1 million price point, 3-car garage. Obviously, it's new. And so you're getting a lot more of a house, but obviously it comes with a price tag here. So, okay. Excellent.
And as you notice, as we go further west, we are in the foothills in Arvada, and we're getting closer to the mountains. So I always say the mountains are a little bit like beachfront property out here in Colorado. Right. So here in Arvada, as you get closer west, the price point's going to go up, and so is kind of the allure. We're going to go from the landing. I wanted us to go back down southwest a little bit to Westwoods here. Westwoods is a older Ralston Valley neighborhood, and when I say older, I am talking 80s and 90s again.
And just real quick for context, Ralston Valley, you have Ralston Valley High School, which when I was growing up were always some of the best sporting teams in the Denver Metro. Ralston Valley was. They were always really tough in football and just a great high school. And so the Ralston Valley area, that's kind of the center point of it, but it's also kind of, it almost feels like, you tell me your perspective, but almost like the city within Arvada in a way. Like Ralston Valley is kind of its own different area.
I would say Ralston Valley is, so the rivalry in Arvada is the Arvada West Ralston Valley rivalry. My son plays at Arvada West. I went to Arvada West. Ralston Valley's always been our little rival, but my joke is we all eat at the same Chipotle. So, I mean, really to kind of give you what that really means is, so Ralston Valley is on 80th in Indiana. Arvada West is on 64th in Sims, and we're talking maybe a 1.5 mile difference between the schools. So it's a very similar feel between the two.
Okay.
Both are really, really good at sports. Both are really good at scholastics, and both are really, really great communities.
And so Ralston Valley's north, Arvada West is south.
Yes.
And those are the two main high schools in Arvada.
Yes, in 2000s, early 2000s, Arvada West was almost as big as Cherry Creek. Arvada was growing so rapidly that they built another school. So right when I started high school, Ralston Valley opened up, and that's when they did the split, which kind of split Arvada into half from Ward Road West, and now we're in the Westwoods, which is west of Ward Road. The neighborhoods we did prior were east of Ward Road, which were kind of more of the Arvada West neighborhoods.
Okay, so take us through Westwood. What is it? Meadow?
We call it Westwoods, out here.
Yeah.
I know it says Meadows of Westwoods. That's one of the neighborhoods. Westwoods is on one of my favorite golf tracks. So Westwoods Westwoods golf course is absolutely phenomenal. It's wide open, it's affordable, it's nice. And Westwoods has been, as you can see here, it's a little bit of a neighborhood that's been established. It has some maturity, it has trees, but it also has some of that higher echelon feel, and it is going to be up in your top price point. But Westwoods is a absolutely phenomenal neighborhood, one of my favorites. And then after Westwoods, I'm taking us to Whisper Creek, which is going to be north here.
Okay, and before we get in Whisper Creek, Westwoods, it's looking like, obviously, golf course community. You've got $1 million homes, absolutely amazing. And it looks like these were built somewhere in that 90s era where this was the place to be. It was happening here. Obviously, you get some luxury properties, the golf course, you're close to the mountains, and so definitely higher price points here. Is this it?
Yep, right there. So Whisper Creek is one of my favorite neighborhoods. So we started Olde Town, we went to Alta Vista, we went to Allendale, then we did Lake Crest, and then we did Westwoods. Now we're going, Whisper Creek is west of Lake Crest, a little bit north of Westwoods, and then it's on the way to our last neighborhood we're going to highlight. But Whisper Creek is extremely desirable, extremely well built, and then it's up in the higher price points as well. You're north of $1 million here, but it's definitely really desirable and one of my favorite neighborhoods.
Excellent. Okay, cool. And obviously we're going North Arvada, and it seems to be a difference. It seems like South Arvada, a little bit older, a little bit more established. That was where things were happening. And then as the years went on, newer development started taking place up north. Is North Arvada?
100%. So yeah, so as I've kind of addressed here, I grew up here, and when I was young, I was watching Westwoods was the new homes, and now it's Candelas, Layden Rock, Layden Ranch, Whisper Creek. So exactly to your point, as Arvada's developed, it's gone west, it's gone northwest, and it's just sprawling. I think there's 60,000 new homes built there in the last 5 years or so. So I mean, it's just been blowing up.
And Candelas and Layden Rock, that's where the last map tour
Yep.
is. Okay.
We go up to Candelas and Layden Rock. Candelas has quite the community. They have one of my favorite new businesses is Freedom Street Social. It's a cool little social house up there that's like, you go in there and
Really
it's
cool.
almost like a Vonti. It's wide open, all the different restaurants you could choose from. And then you just have all the brand new builds. Gorgeous mountain sprawling views. It's right on Highway 93. Now you really are closer to 15 minutes to Boulder. You hop on 93, you go right to Boulder. You go the other way, you go to Golden, to Red Rock. So it's just, it's a really, really cool area.
And it looks like Candelas, Layden Rock, you've got all types of different price points. We just saw some at $750. Now this one's at 1.5, and it shows every bit of the 1.5 here with the higher end finishes, cabinetry going to the wall, really cool areas. Now these are master plan communities, right?
Yes.
So master plan communities, as most of you know, if you've been on the channel, are kind of cities within themselves. If you haven't seen some of my master plan communities, you gotta go on the YouTube page and find them because they're absolutely insane. In fact, we just did a video last week of the top 5 master plan communities here in Colorado. And so it's a must watch, and Candelas and Layden Rock is definitely one of those, and super, super desirable. You can see on the map, you're right here. You're in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. And so you're kind of getting that best of both worlds where it's got that Colorado lifestyle. You're right next to the mountains, but you're still within the Denver metro area to where you can get to Boulder, you can get to Denver. You've got the amenities of Broomfield, which hosts Flatirons Mall, which at one point was like the mall for anyone north Denver metro. Still is in a way, but obviously things are changing in 2025, 26. But yeah, really, really cool areas. So if that's all your neighborhood shout outs, I think it's time to throw up the drone, take them on a walk through some of these areas. Anything else you'd like to say about Arvada and why it's kind of one of those local hot spots?
Yeah, I'm excited for the next steps with the drones. I think us showing the drone is really going to showcase some of the words that I've said here as far as highlighting what we have to offer here in Arvada. But I mean, like I said, I've been raised here. I've been spending a lot of time here watching it grow, and the way they've sustainably grown it with a master plan and the way that they've done it, they've grown the city very, very, very in a smart way. So I'm excited to see how it's going to continue to grow because they're building the infrastructure to sustain more people coming. So if you have any questions, we're obviously here to answer them. And like Patrick said, we have the link below.
Yeah, and throw in the comments, what are your favorite suburbs? What do you like that you've heard so far about Arvada? What do you know about Arvada? We'd love to hear from you guys. I will say, Arvada overall is going to be a higher price point than some of your suburbs, but that's because the location is just unreal when it comes to the Denver metro area. But even with that, you can start to find some homes in the $500,000 to $600,000 range, which is south of the average price point per Denver. So you have some variability here, some options here for some affordable housing, affordable meaning just more attractive price points. But overall, overall, I'd probably say 70-80% of the market is going to be kind of in that $600 to $700 plus price point.
I think that's fair to say. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, let's fly up the drone. We're going to walk you through Olde Town first. Absolutely must see. Again, guys, this is one of my favorite downtown areas of a suburb in all of Colorado. Olde Town has done a phenomenal job. You got to see this. And then again, we're going to take you to some of these neighborhoods that we talked about on the map and show you in person so you can get a live look at what life is actually going to be like. We're going to touch a little bit more on youth sports, pros and cons of Arvada, and ultimately we want you to leave this video knowing if Arvada is the right place for your next move, and whether it is or not, our links are down below so that you can book a call with us and figure out where your next home is going to be. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so I'm here with Adam, and what you'll see is we've got the drone here following us as well. We got the train coming so you can see Olde Town, but tell them what we're going to do here, Adam.
We're heading west on Grandview. As you can see, we're going right past, we're right perpendicular to the Gold Line. This Gold Line's the light rail station that'll take you directly to downtown, or it'll take you out to Ward Road or heading out to the Golden area. Right over here to the right of me, we got Bluegrass, one of my favorite places to go. We were just there for our meeting this morning. You got coffee in the morning, you got bourbon at night. They also do some great pizzas. So we're going to go up to the main corridor here. So in Olde Town, Arvada, you'll see right here, they have it blocked off with no traffic. This is really cool. This is where they host Second Saturday in the summer and all the festivities. They have jazz festival. They have all sorts of cool amenities to come here in Olde Town. And they have all the streets blocked off right here all the time now. There's no traffic allowed, but this is where the vendors go, and it's a lot of fun out here. Like I was saying, every second Saturday they do an event here in the summer. They also have the Arvada's Farmers Market. That's where I'm taking us ultimately. It's where we're going to kind of wrap up our Olde Town tour. Scrumptious is a great small business in Arvada. It's a candy shop. They also have ice cream in there. And the owner of Scrumptious also owns Schoolhouse, which is another great business that we'll showcase here in a second. One of the coolest parts about Scrumptious, bring your kiddos down here and get them a picture on the little pig. So you'll see Patrick stand in the middle of the road. This is kind of the downtown hub, Olde Town right here. You have Smoking Fins on the corner. You have Homegrown, and then you have another Hunter Bay coffee shop, and then you head down there as well. Now this is Old Wadsworth Parkway. So as I was mentioning earlier, this is one of the oldest parts of Denver, or of Colorado, one of the oldest cities. Arvada was founded in the early 1900s, and you can see with the architecture of these buildings, all these original beautiful buildings give that old school feel. So again, as mentioned earlier, the owner of Scrumptious also owns Schoolhouse. So there is a really tight-knit feel to Olde Town where a lot of the owners own separate restaurants, and it is things are done here with quite a high level of quality. Everyone here has a really big pride of community, and it is definitely shown in all the different restaurants and amenities that are featured here in Olde Town. One of my favorite little cool parts of Olde Town, the Army Surplus Store. I think it was voted the second highest rated business in Arvada, next to Arvada Rentals. So Arvada Army Navy Surplus has been around for a while, and they do a really good job.
Hey guys, this is Adam's stomping grounds. We're in Allendale.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to show you the street. Let's go.
So this is where I grew up. We're on Quail Street in Allendale. 500 yards behind me, Arvada West High School. All these houses built around 1968 to 1975. We're looking at a lot of traditional two-story houses here from 2,200 to 2,700 square feet. Our price point's around $650 to $750. Really, really cool little area. You can see a lot of pride of ownership here. We all have competitions for who has the best lawns, as I still live in this neighborhood. We're heading down Quail Street, walking down to the Stinger and Lutz Parks. Lutz is baseball, Stinger's soccer, and every year on the 4th of July, they do a massive 4th of July fireworks ceremony right here at the Stinger soccer field that you're about to see. Really, really cool neighborhood. So as we're walking to the end of Quail Street, we're heading up to Stinger Soccer Complex, which neighbors Lutz Soccer Complex, and that's where they hold the 4th of July ceremony every year. Also, they have massive soccer tournaments like the Pepsi Cup, and then some of the biggest softball and baseball tournaments in the country are held at Lutz right down the street as well. Lots of really good rec sports, lots of fun activities. At this park, they also do the Kite Festival where they bring in all sorts of food trucks and fun stuff like that. So lots of fun to be had here.
All All right, guys, this place is absolutely insane. We've got the drone up, so I'm gonna show you drone footage, but I just wanna give you my perspective on this park. First off, I played Little League ball here. We'll show you the baseball fields. Currently, we're at the Stinger, is it Stinger or Stinger? Stinger Sports Complex. Look at all the soccer fields here. And then I'm gonna show you guys the baseball fields where, even as somebody who grew up in Brighton and played sports elsewhere, we frequented this baseball park where we did Little League ball all the time. And what you guys can see here on the drone, absolutely incredible. You got the lakes. Look at all the soccer fields. This is unreal. Like this complex is absolutely insane how big it is. And look at the backdrop. Like you guys could see the mountains here. Absolutely incredible. You even got a ball field over there, but let me show you guys the magic of this place. So as you can see, all of these are soccer fields. Absolutely insane. Like I said, Adam, let's take them on a walk here. And then over here, what you guys will see is all the way over there, there's the baseball fields, which we'll take you over to on the drone. This is where, if our people are moving here, they're buying a house in Arvada, this is where the kids are gonna play soccer, baseball, and do the youth sports. Am I right? You've got all these baseball fields. What are they? Eight total? Is that what I'm seeing here, Adam?
Yeah, I believe it might be even 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so guys, you definitely going to frequent this place as being a community member of Arvada. And guys, what I love about this place that no one talks about is the fields are in impeccable condition. And that's just one of the things you guys get when you come to Arvada is the city takes really good care of their stuff. There's so many soccer fields I couldn't even count. And then again, backdrop of the mountains. So really, really cool spot. This is where all the youth sports are gonna play.
So a couple things. As you see that we're here in the middle of Stinger and Lutz, I just want to give you a little perspective. We are about 1.5 miles from Olde Town where we started, and we're probably 5 minutes in the car, about 1.5 miles, 2 miles to I-70. So when you're here in Allendale, West Arvada, where we're at, you're very close to Olde Town, you're very close to the G line, you're very close to the highway. I want to keep it real with you. There's some things about Arvada, you know, that might not be for you. If you're really not into the outdoor amenities, you don't really like to hike, you don't want to be on the trails, or if you don't want to be around the vibrant activities as far as youth sports and such like that, it might not be the best spot for you. But other than that, I think Arvada is about as good as it gets for running a family life and having a home out here that leads to an outdoor lifestyle.
We're gonna take you to Stanley Lake next, guys. You're not gonna wanna miss this because after Stanley Lake, we're gonna go to Westwood, show you guys the golf course, and then end in Candelas. And the cool thing about Arvada is, like I said, we're seeing some of the older parts, but Candelas is gonna be all new. And so there's a distinction and a decision that's gonna need to be made. If you love Arvada, there's one spot that's gonna be completely different than the next spot. So let's jump in the car. We're gonna show you these other places, really show you guys what it's like to live here in Arvada. Hi guys, so we're driving. I'm gonna give you guys some content of what it's like driving through Arvada. And you know, I always like to highlight what are some of the cons, because it's easy to highlight pros, like the amazing backdrop that you're gonna see just about anywhere driving in Arvada. But really, one of the cons Adam and I were discussing is the influx of people moving here. And when you have a high population like this, you're gonna get a lot of traffic, you're gonna get a lot of people just around. And so it's definitely not one of your suburban areas that's quiet in a quaint little town. It's a big town. You've got a lot of people here. The population has grown, and with that, you got a lot of construction and traffic and all the things. And so it's definitely one of those where, guys, if you're looking for a small, quiet town, Arvada is probably not going to be it for you. But what we're driving here towards is going to be Westwood, or are we hitting Stanley Lake first? We're going to Stanley Lake, guys. This is a really, really cool area. Again, we don't know if we can boat here. When I was growing up, we got the boat out, we got the tubes, and we went out on the boat in Stanley Lake.
I know you're allowed to fish, and I believe you could do a paddle boat, but just no motorized.
No motorized boats. But guys, the walking trails around Stanley Lake are incredible. And this is where you're going to be North Arvada. So you're gonna take a jump in prices, but you're also going to jump up in square feet. A lot of these homes are newer-ish, anywhere from 2,000 plus in terms of year built. And so, you know, this is definitely one of those areas where if you need more space, you need more house, and you've got the budget to do it, this is likely where we're going to be taking you. And if I'm not mistaken, from the map tour and just knowing the area, Adam, there's going to be a couple pockets around here that's going to have acreage. If I'm not mistaken, maybe, yes. You can even find some acreage lots down here. The one pro about Arvada being old is that even if you're not on an acreage lot a lot of the lot sizes in and around these neighborhoods in Arvada are going to be big. And so if you guys are big on being outdoors and hanging out, doing entertaining, having fun with the kids in the backyard, like this is definitely one of your areas to do that. So we're just about to pull up to Stanley Lake. We're gonna fly up the drone, and I just want to encourage you guys, if you're watching this, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And we've got people calling us relocating to Colorado all the time. And so we want to just encourage you guys, our links down below, reach out to us. We want to find the perfect spot for you. And that's why we try to do pros and cons in these in-person tours. But ultimately, there's nothing better than getting on the phone with us, doing a Zoom call, and us showing you the map and figuring out your lifestyle and what area is best going to serve that. We just drove by Apex Rec Center, but there's also an Apex hockey rink up here. We're just about to pull it to Stanley Lake. Let me see if we could do it justice here with this camera first, and then we'll show you some drone footage here, guys. I'm gonna bring this whole map tour to life. So I've got the drone here, and I'm gonna do a voiceover so you can see the backdrop of the mountains there. We're heading west. Mountains are like 10 minutes from here, but look at Stanley Lake. Look at all the trails. This is an absolute gem. Guys, if you're living in Arvada, it's likely you're gonna frequent here, whether you have a family or not, or some pets. Like, this is the place you're gonna come to for those nice weekend walks. You can throw a fishing pole in the lake. You got miles of trails here. And then, as we talked about on the video map tour, this is Lake Crest and the Landing. So all these homes right here, that's what you're looking at. And as we do kind of a 360 with the drone, you could see some acre lots there. And then again, all these homes are newer. You're gonna get much more square feet, 4 to 5 plus beds. Like, this is an incredible place to live. But again, you're gonna pay for it with the pricing. And then what I'm showing you here, we're gonna tour this next, but as I zoom in here, that is Candelas. And you can see, guys, it's like almost a city in itself. You've got a ton of land, which means new development. And my guess is for years and years and years to come, they're going to continue to build in Candelas. And as you can see, it's right sandwiched between the mountains and Stanley Lake, which we are on the border of here. Let's get in the car, show you Candelas. We're going to end at Westwood and show you guys the golf course, and that'll be it for Arvada living. All right, guys, we're running through Whisper Creek right now, which we talked about.
This is my favorite little subdivision in Arvada. These start at $1 million if you're lucky, but they are beautiful. They're right in between Lake Crest and Candelas. It's actually east of Indiana, which is desirable to some. They're absolutely phenomenal subdivision.
These are townhomes, so this is not Whisper Creek, correct?
Well, that is actually part of Whisper Creek, but that's their townhome. That's the kind of, like, I think you share the same pool amenities and stuff like that.
Nice. Okay, which offers probably an approachable price point. But guys, this is Whisper Creek that we're entering now. These are those types of homes that, like, if you're looking for a newer built home, you want the 3,000 to 4,000 plus square feet, the 3-car garages. Like, this is a newer community, whereas most of Arvada that we've toured up to this point is those older type of homes. And so, as you can see as we're going through, you got 2 stories, ranches, beautiful neighborhood here. And this is its own little pocket. And you said they have pools as well?
Yeah, they have a lot of amenities. You're going to have a small HOA here. It's going to take care of common grounds, trash, water, recycling, and then it's going to be taking care of the pool as well.
The thing I love about the 2013 builds that's different from a lot of the new builds we see today is they're just built differently. You see a lot more stone. You see a lot more 3-car garages, and inside, like, the square foot is very, very well used. They're bigger homes, and it was just in that day and age where nowadays builders are trying to maximize profit. So a lot of them are building cheaper, they're building smaller, they're trying to squeeze in the lots. This one doesn't look like they have that in mind as much as they had, let's build a really nice home. A lot of new builds nowadays, they're kind of cookie cutter, right? And you could argue this neighborhood's cookie cutter in some ways, but it's the thoughtfulness, the designs, some of the siding character is even different than a lot of these new build homes nowadays. And so really cool community here. Stop real quick. Let me show them this house. Like, you could see the character of this house right here. You see the colors, like, I haven't seen any other house have this kind of architecture. And again, just really cool to see some of the different types of designs and styles here. Here's one of the things I noticed though, as we're driving through the Whisper Creek and going into Candelas area, is you are a little bit further away from Olde Town, Arvada. And so, you know, the desirability and usability of an amenity like that, and they say amenity as in, you know, you're going to be frequenting Old Town Arvada for food, going out on the weekends. Quite often, if you live really close by, now not to take away, if you're in this area of Arvada, it's not a far drive. You're still close to Old Town Arvada, but you're getting a bit further away from it down here. So if you kind of like the vibe of Old Town Arvada, you like being into the buzz in the main street like that, maybe you look a little bit closer to Old Town Arvada than the Candelas and the Whisper Creek, because again, you're getting a little further.
I'd say 15 minutes away, Patrick.
15 minutes away. But the cool thing about Candelas, which we're driving into now, and guys, I'm telling you, like, this was two minutes or less away from Whisper Creek, because you got the new King Soopers Marketplace. You're starting to get a ton of new development in terms of food places. And Adam, you mentioned one of your favorite spots here is Freedom Street Social, which is a really cool kind of food court type place, right?
Yeah, we're going to drive right by it. I'll be on our right side in about 2 seconds here.
Okay.
That's a slight turn screen.
Cool. So this is the new development. What's interesting is it's like for Arvada, I would say one of the cons of Arvada, compared to some, not all, suburbs, is you're not going to get a ton of new builds in Arvada. Like you would say in Brighton, Colorado, or Thornton, Colorado, you have a ton of builders unless you go to North Arvada. And so it kind of is the pro and the con. A con of most Arvada doesn't have new builds. It's already built out. The infrastructure is laid in all the homes are built unless you come up to this kind of northern spot where you get into Candelas. But you know, with these new builds, being so close to the mountains, being close to Arvada, here's Freedom Street Social there for you guys. Really cool little spot. I've been in there. Fun place for the family, fun place to meet a colleague for lunch, fun place to go just kind of kick it and work. And you can see all the other shopping.
Shout out to Ted's Car Wash too. I go there all the time. I love that place.
Nice. But the new builds up here in North Arvada are going to be more pricey. Like, this isn't one of those you're going to get bang for your buck type suburbs. You're paying to live here because the location is absolutely incredible. And here we are, guys. We're going to take you through Candelas. I'm showing you just a driving tour here, but I'm also going to pop up the drone. Welcome to our new builds. And that's just what you guys get when you get up to this northern part of Arvada. There's just so much more space and land. And with that, guys, builders are gobbling it up as fast as they possibly can so that they can build the next best community. And up here in this western kind of north part of Arvada, which meets Broomfield and Westminster, Candelas is it. Really, really cool community up here, guys. Adam, you make a good point. This is built in and on rocky flats. Adam, you want to just give a little bit of color of Rocky Flats and why people might want to do their research and potentially a con of moving to Candelas?
So to say it a little bit more accurately, it's built close to Rocky Flats. Rocky Flats was an old nuclear power plant that was in the 70s and 80s or whatever. I know it got shut down, and I know they did these steps that were taken to deem it hazard-free and clean. They took all the steps to make this a clean, safe area, or else they wouldn't have to build on this. As you know, Patrick, when you build these new builds, there's very intensive soil reports and inspections, and the due diligence is very, very important. But we would be remiss if we didn't let you know that the stigma with this area is that it is close to Rocky Flats, and there is a lot of research that I would recommend you do before you came in here and committed to living here long term.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, because of Rocky Flats, they didn't build on this land for a long, long time. And so to Adam's point, you know, it took a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of testing to make sure that homes that were built in this area should be built in this area. And, you know, I don't know if I'd say that's a con or a pro. It's just do your own research, and something that anyone moving to Candelas has thought about. But Adam, one of the cons you said is when you're living up in Candelas, it's really, really windy.
Yes, I've done quite a bit of real estate up here with clients of mine, and the one thing that I've noticed is my closing gifts it's usually me buying cast iron lawn furniture. So it is extremely windy up here. There's a lot of streets called Windy Street, and I think they're properly named. So when you're up here, when you're closer to the mountains and you're higher in elevation, that just comes with the territory. Anywhere in Colorado, if you're at Table Mesa, if you're in Golden, Littleton, when you're in these higher elevation communities, and especially in these newer built communities without the maturity of trees and stuff like that, you're going to get a lot of wind.
Yeah, so again, things to consider. You know, the one thing I will say also about Candelas, and I'm trying to give you guys color around some of the cons, because as we're driving through this, what an incredible community. I mean, guys, we're going to jump out here and just take you around obviously with the drone and just walk a street or two here. But I want to give color to the cons as well. I think as you get up to Candelas, if you need to be within a really close commute to Denver, or if you're traveling to South Denver, like this is one of those kind of corners of the Denver Metro, the northwest corner, where you're getting a little further out of the way if you're needing to be able to commute to places like that. Not to mention DIA, again, you're just getting further and further. But if you're looking to commute to the mountains, like you're right here, guys. Like I can't really do it justice, but the mountains are like, I feel like I could touch them. They're right here. The other thing I want to say is as we're driving through this area is massive. Like Candelas is almost like a city within itself. Really, really cool community. We're gonna park here, guys, get out and take you around. All right, Adam, I'm gonna show them around on the drone. Can you talk just briefly, what are the schools around here, briefly on the amenities, and then ultimately, like, who is Candelas for?
Absolutely, Patrick. So the vision I had behind kind of this whole activity today was taking a start in Old Town and getting up here to Candelas. Candelas has an incredible school. So they have 3 Creeks up here. That is the K through 8 school, has great scores. You could do your research there. Most of the high school kids here, I would say, go to Ralston Valley. Cool thing about Jefferson County schools is there is open enroll. So if you're between Ralston Valley or Arvada West, or maybe some other Jefferson County schools, I think you have options there. Candelas, for me, for the clients I brought here, relocation, I had a family from Washington, D.C. that moved here and they wanted to be close to the mountains. They wanted to have some space. They needed some square footage, and they were over $1 million plus on the price point. And then in the same token, I had a family of 4 moving here from California, and they had an extended family where they from the Philippines, where they needed ample amount of space, and they were also very attracted to the Candelas lifestyle. Obviously, you have the pools, you have rec centers, you have the schools, you have the walkable trails. You're within 15 minutes to Boulder. So all in all, for someone that's looking for $1 million plus, that has room for a big family and looking for great schools, Candelas is a great place to relocate.
Awesome. And on the drone, guys, you can see huge park right here, and look at the community pool. Like, how awesome is that? And then, like I said, feels like you can touch the mountains. Well, like, it's almost like you could walk to them. Quick minute drive. You've got hiking trails all around here. Just a really cool community that is in high demand and has been ever since they started building. You obviously got a lake right there. And then once you head up that canyon, I believe that's Coal Creek Canyon.
Yep, I was just about to touch on that.
Which is golden. And you guys who are not new to the channel know we've highlighted golden in one of the last videos. We linked that down below. So feel free to explore Golden, Colorado, one of the most desirable kind of Colorado lifestyle towns. Like, you're on the foothill of the mountains. Golden, Colorado is a gem in itself, and it borders Arvada. And so again, that's linked down below. And guys, look, seriously, stop doing all the guesswork. You could do Zillow and Google all day long, but guys, no better option than just reaching out to us, having us do a map tour with you on Zoom, and we'll help you guys find the perfect area, location, and house for your lifestyle. We have people calling in all the time for the channel and would love to serve you.
We are the boots on the ground, Patrick.
We're the boots on the ground, man, and it just doesn't get better than that. Again, you could do research all day long, but until you have these kind of conversations, when you guys are ready, of course, we'd love to break things down for you in person or on a Zoom call and do this with you. And what I've noticed is when we were driving through the area, there was a ton of people walking. And guys, it's a Tuesday, right? So like, when you talk about an active lifestyle, like, this is it. And so you guys have all kinds of different price points here. And so you've got up to $1 million homes to, you know, some that are what, 800?
Yeah, I think you might be able to get here 750. And another cool thing, Patrick, is I know that we talked about being kind of off the beaten trail from Old Town and stuff like that, but the place we met for coffee this morning and started this whole thing was that Bluegrass. Bluegrass opened another business right down the street from here. There's a little strip mall that has like 5 or 6 brand new restaurants, breweries, coffee shops, the King Supers right down the way, the Freedom Street. There's just enough infrastructure and fun things to do around here where you don't feel like you're isolated.
That's awesome. Yeah, which is important because you are getting a little bit further out of like the metro area around here. So we're going to wrap up in Candelas. We're going to take you guys over to either Layton Rock or Westwood Golf Course to end this tour. I hope you guys have enjoyed thus far. Comment down below, what do you guys want to see more of in these tours? If you want us to do home tours, let us know. We'll jump into some new builds and show you around actual homes in the area. But from that, let's get into Layton Rock or Westwood. We actually got a treat for you. So if you look at the drone here, I'm gonna just flip you around a little fast. So this is Candelas, incredible community. And then just over the street right here that you can see where cars are driving down, you just go a little bit further south and this is Layden Rock. All of these homes right here is Layden Rock. Talking to you, it sounds like fairly similar. I mean, Candelas has probably more amenities, it seems, but Layden Rock, the desirability there is it's further away from Rocky Flats. Again, do your own research. Candelas is a really cool place to live, but this is Layden Rock. You can see similar, you almost kind of think they blend in as one community, but Layden Rock is its own master plan community. So really cool area here. And then as you can see, I think one of the biggest pros to living in either of these areas is that's Golden, guys. So not only do you have downtown Arvada, not only are you like 15 minutes away from Boulder, but you're also a 15-minute drive from Golden and all the hiking trails that come with that. You can see we're in the backdrop of the foothills. You've got a reservoir right there that is right in Golden. And then all of that is the mountains, guys. Like this is where why you're coming to Colorado, a lot of you.
And I want to also add, Patrick, that it's Layden Ranch and Layden Rock. They're both over there. The Layden Ranch is a little bit higher on the hill. With Candelas, Layden Rock, and Layden Ranch, it's all pretty, like if you ask someone from Candelas, they would find a difference. If you ask someone from Layden Ranch, Layden Rock, they would see a difference. I think it's a little bit more competitive in that aspect, but if you ask anyone from the Arvadas that we just were, they're very similar. A lot of the people that have relocated to Layden Rock, Layden Ranch, there is a bit of a more affordable starting price point there. So you're going to see like a lot more people that are moving from the Allendales or Alta Vistas looking for more home, kind of going that direction. I would say Candelas may be more suited for the relo, the person that's moving out here that wants a bigger house, a little bit higher price point, but they're both very similar neighborhoods. They both feed into the Three Creeks and they both go into Rawson Valley. So as close as they are very similar.
Yeah, I mean, guys, Arvada kind of has a little bit for everyone, as do most suburbs. What a cool tour to have Adam's expertise here today. I'm born and raised in Colorado, but you know, it's one of those where you just don't know an area better than anyone unless you live there. And Adam, like this is his stomping ground. So last up for the video, guys, we're going to take you to Westwood, the golf course. Some of these homes are absolutely unreal, guys, like really, really cool. You saw one in the map tour and some pictures, but like we're going to actually be there ground level so we can show you some of the homes there. Living on a golf course in Arvada is going to be like before we end the video. So you don't want to miss that. Let's hop in the car and show you guys.
Can't wait.
All right, so what you guys are seeing is Golden. Like that's Golden, and then just to the left is all of Arvada. And so you can see they border each other. And guys, Golden is just an absolute gem, just like Arvada. And I just wanted to show you guys, like this is the foothills. This is the Rocky Mountains. And when you get to Golden, you get these kind of mesas, if you will. Really cool. It's not actually mountain. As you can see, the mountains start right over there, and this is a valley, but really, really awesome place. A surprise for you guys. Adam's gonna take us to, what's it called, NAC?
Yeah, Northern Athletic Conference, or it's the stadium where all the high school games are played. It's a massive football field, soccer fields. It's where all the Arvada West, Rawson Valley, Pomona, all the Jefferson County schools play their football games and their high school soccer games there as well.
And so if that's not a testament to sports and how serious these high schools in school districts take their sports, I don't know what is. Like to have a stadium built like that is unreal. And most of these schools are 5A, I believe,
well,
which is...
Now they have it reclassified. There's a 5 and 6A, but they are definitely at the top. We played Valor Christian, we played Regis, we played Cherry Creek. We're definitely Rawson Valley and Arvada West and Columbine. They're some of the most top-rated schools for scholastics and sports in Colorado.
Yeah,
that's Table Mesa right in front of us.
And here's Table Mesa. Again, my Golden video is down below if you guys want to take a look at that. We give a shout out to Table Mesa. We do some film of Table Mesa, but really cool place. So we're gonna hit Westwood. You guys can't see it from video, but to the left of us, you see all of the Denver skyline. Just incredible, guys. You gotta, if you're not looking in these areas when you take a trip to Colorado, you at least gotta come make these drives because it's unreal, the beauty of Colorado. And then you've got a lake. Oh, you guys might be able to see Denver from here. Look at this.
That's Arvada Reservoir.
So that's Arvada Reservoir. Just beyond that is Denver. All right, guys, so here's the house we talked about on the map tour. Look at this thing, and it's for sale. Gorgeous. And you've got all kinds of these homes throughout this Westwood area. Now, I will say, you know, back in 2000, like this was your luxury neighborhood. And so what you'll notice is that while these are $1 million plus homes and they're quite incredible, you know, they are a little bit dated. You're not going to get as modernized of a houses. I mean, look at this. Gorgeous, right? And you'll see some are definitely more updated than others. Look at this thing. All the open space. And again, there's a golf course all throughout this community. Obviously, these are bigger homes and they're gonna come with a bigger price point, but you're getting the best of Candelas. You're getting the best of Olde Town because you're in between both of those and you get a golf course. Look at this gem, right? They've updated throughout the years. And Adam, I would say, you know, Westwood is definitely going to require a price point that is much higher than some of the areas we've been through.
Yeah, I think you're starting in this neighborhood specifically, you're starting in around 1.1, 1.3. But there is some areas in Westwoods that are similar kind of to the homes in Allendale. There is some older homes out here that you can probably be in for closer to 7 to 9. So there is a more affordable price point in Westwoods on the golf course than what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say Westwood is definitely for those of you who love golf, who want to be closer to Olde Town than the Candelas, and you've got the budget to be here. But like Adam said, there are areas in Westwood that are going to be more of an approachable price point. Really, really cool area. And guys, that's it for Arvada living. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope we have shown you what it's like to live in Arvada, Colorado. This was a really fun time for us. Please make sure you subscribe and like the video so that we can grow and get this in front of more people. Not to mention, guys, we have tours like this coming at you every single week, whether it's a map tour or being out live in person. Guys, take a look at this view. Golf course, you got the mountains there. We've got your back, and definitely want to just encourage you guys, if you're looking to relocate here, we've got you covered. People are calling from the channel, they're learning about these areas, and we are helping them make this as smooth of a process as possible. And so our link to book a call is down below. We got you covered.
One thing too, we were talking about earlier, Patrick, if you have a specific neighborhood you want us to hone in on, we could do 45 minutes of Westwoods. We could also do any other neighborhood that you want to spotlight. So drop in the comments. If you have a neighborhood you're looking online, you're curious about it, we will go do this exact same thing for you anytime you want.
Cheers, guys. Catch you on the next one.